Hello, my name is Dioversai, and today we're going to be doing challenges 61 through 70 of the February 2025 monthly challenges. To start with, we have challenge number 61. This is Irelia. Special rules are Tranquil Minds. Each round, the player's first Ionia card costs one less to play, and Sovereign's Domination. Round start, the foe summons an ephemeral copy of the player's strongest follower that died last round. It's really nice that that's the player's and not everyone's, which is the legendary power. For this, we're going to be using Yasuo with Yasuo's Windblade, Everfrost, and Tempest Blade. If you don't have Windblade, you can use Second Everfrost or Crown Guard Inheritance. You could probably even do something that gives you Overwhelm, that wouldn't hurt. And for once, we're actually going to take advantage of the discount. We normally don't pay very much attention. I'm going to take Zoe here for Sleepy Trouble Bubble. An extra stun might help, although probably not because of the way Blade Dance works. And here, I'm going to take Farsight Alteration, because it's always really bad if you don't draw your Yasuo, so making sure that you have him is ideal. And Steel Tempest with Summoning Beacon also sounds good, that'll give us an extra blocker. Then we go into Irelia, whose power is Infinite Blade Waltz. When the foe blade dances, they grant their strongest unit +1/+1, and it attacks with the blades. And because we did get Farsight Alteration, we aren't reliant on drawing Yasuo. We'll switch out this Navori Blade Scout though. It will keep Steel Tempest. This will give us a stun immediately, and also Yone for the same reason. So I probably should have Steel Tempest, the Ribbon Dancer there, but I didn't. So we're going to play Fade Blade Twirler when he attacks again. We can Concussive Palm, this will give us a unit, so that'll help us. And here we're going to wait for Irelia to come down, and then we'll drop Yasuo here.
I'd never forgive myself.
And then this round, when they attack, we're gonna use Steel Tempest, and that'll clear the board.
I follow only one path, my own.
These gems grant Awera harmony.
And I don't think Irelia has anything we can do, so we'll win here. Challenge 62 is Fizz and Swain. Special rules are Forest Workout, all units have strike double my power, Vicious Enemy and enemies of Demacia will fall, game start, the foe summons the ground plaza. For this we're going to be using Lux Illuminated. This is the build you would go if you're using free. We're not going to do that. I'm going to use Lux's Incandescent Baton and also Fear Cleaving Axe. This really helps you one-shot the enemy, but the other way works pretty well too, to be honest. It's just a little bit slower. Lux is good is mainly the thing. Elusive on Jaro is interesting. So is Excavators on Lumino Sprite. I'm gonna see if we can get like a cost reduction on Lux. Crystal Carrier is close enough. Coming out to Fizz, whose power is Mercurial Nature. Round start, the foe creates in hand a fleeting spell that costs 3 or less from the regions it costs 1 less. When you're playing Lux, you're basically looking for a Lumino Sprite. Jaro Light Feather isn't bad either. You mostly don't want to play on round 1 unless you have Stabilize, because if you do, you don't have anything to boost, which is I mean, just doesn't help you, I guess, is the main thing.
Swiftly. Are you lost? Oh boy, here I go. Not this time.
We're gonna get rid of that unit because it's boosted. Unfortunately, I killed my Teemo there, which I didn't have to do. I could have used Prismatic Barrier if I thought about it. And so with Lux, you attack, and that usually gives you enough keywords to level up. And then you attack again, and you win the game. That would have gone better if I had kept my Teemo around, but it's fine. Focusing Crystal on Teemo is probably better, but I'm going to take it on Lux instead, just so we get more copies of Lux. And Farsight Alteration will make sure that we draw her. And we go into Swain, whose power is Suffer. Round start, deal 3 to the player's damaged units. So we're going to try not to get damage, or in the case that we do get damage, we're going to try to just win the game in that round. Because we do have the attack token on round 2 here, it's actually really nice for us. I think I'm going to pass. That way we can drop Teemo without him getting challenged and killed. We'll keep the extra spell mana for this round. And this seems fine. No, I didn't level up. Ooh. Oops. My mistake. So probably the correct way to play that would have been not playing any cards until they attacked, until after they attacked. That way we would have had 3 units, and then that would have been enough to level up on that first attack. But I mean, it's fine. We took more damage than we needed to, but it's fine. Challenge 63 is Katarina. Special rules are Dune Striders, which is Shurima discount, vicious enemy, and big feast. When the foe summons a unit, grant it +0/+3. Because it's big feast on Katarina, it's going to take more than 1 darkness to kill her, so we just need to be aware of that. Hopefully we're going to start on round 2. For relics, we're going to be using Chemtech Duplicator, Frozen Tomb, and Big Guns, and we are using Veigar here to create darkness. That usually is enough to keep Katarina well under control, and as soon as we get a little bit of bonus to the darkness, we'll be able to kill her even with her bonuses. But it will be harder to remove her units than it normally is, so that's something we're going to have to keep in mind. Puffcap Pup here with a Spirit Stone will give us 2 blockers, so I think that's fine. It also help, or let us search for cost reduction on Veigar, which we don't find, but we can take Farsight Alteration instead. It should be fine. Go into Katarina, whose power is Inspiring Presence. When the foe plays a champion, grant their other units +2/+2. She starts with the attack token, it's worse for us. So she didn't, so that's fine. We keep the Twisted Catalyzer here. We're going to attack with it, even if it dies. We'll still get +1 damage to the darkness, which will help us get rid of Katarina here. And so ideally we wait for Katarina to attack, and then we can hit with darkness to remove her. Otherwise they have the potential to replay, which we do not want. Katarina does have Challenger, so we're gonna have to protect our Twisted Catalyzer from that.
Try to understand. I matter, you don't.
And on round 4, we do need to drop our Veigar. And unfortunately, our Twisted Catalyzer got stunned, which means we're not going to be able to attack with it. But it's fine. I think at this point, we basically won the game.
Let the bloodshed begin. This
We'll have 2 Veigars next round. And so that looks like a lot of damage, but we do kill Katarina here, so she doesn't level. We have 5 damage here, which I don't think is going to be enough to really do anything. This will stun 1 enemy, and nothing else has 2 power or less. That's going to be somewhat useless. However, we can pick a couple units and make them smaller. We could block with one of these if we wanted to, like over here. This would be okay, but I don't think we need to. Veigar is leveled up at this point. So each of these are going to do 3 casts, so we're not really concerned with anything here. Basically, if we pass the turn, we win the game. Like so. Challenge 64 is Irelia. Special rules are dying laughing. Game start. All players summon a 0/10 Phantom Prankster, Vicious Enemy, and Manaflow. Game start. The foe gets a mana gem. For this, we're going to be using Jinx with Packed Powder, Loose Cannon's Payload, and Scourge's Stash. If you don't have Packed Powder, you can use either Guardian Angel, potentially a second Scourge's Stash would be fine. Can use Grand General's Counterplan also. Basically, the idea is after they play Irelia, you play Jinx, and then you never let them have another card on the board. Doesn't matter what we pick here. And Farsight Alteration will ensure that we start with the Jinx, so that's pretty good. Then we go into Irelia, whose power is Infinite Blade Waltz. When the foe blade dances, they grant their strongest unit +1/+1, and it attacks with the blades. So that with the extra mana means that they're going to be able to do a lot of... just a lot. So here they could start with Irelia and then play something else on top of that. So let's find out what they're going to do. We don't want to drop Jinx until Irelia comes down. Oh no, I misclicked. That's fine. She costs 0. It will make it so I can't play the second Super Mecha Death Rocket, but that'll be okay. And then, like I said, whenever a card comes down, just instantly remove it. And she'll probably Blade Dance, or Flawless to it. And even if you don't have the 6-star Jinx power that doubles damage, you're still going to have basically the same experience here. Her cards aren't very strong health-wise, so even at 3 damage you're going to be able to eliminate them. Challenge 65 is Viego. Special rules are guided meditation. All players start with 10 mana gems, Vicious Enemy, and Iterative Enhancements. Round start, the foe summons the next turret. For this we're going to be using Elder Dragon. Could switch out Starforged Gauntlets here. It's not actually doing anything because we'll have max mana anyway. If you did, you'd probably want something like Curator's Gatebreaker. But I'm lazy and I'm not going to do that. Going to use Portal Pals. This will give us some extra units once we drop Elder Dragon, and also the Beast Within for early Overwhelm. because of the 10 mana, we're going to be able to play Elder Dragon on round 1 or 2. And then all we have to worry about is getting hit with Vengeance or Dawning Shadow. And ideally I'd kind of actually like Quick Strike Blade on Elder Dragon, but Scout's pretty good too. I'm going to Viego, whose power is Sovereign's Domination. Round start, the foe summons an ephemeral copy of the player's strongest unit that died last round. Hopefully nothing we have dies, because we're going to play some strong units. So we do start here, which I don't actually know if that impacts what we play. For example, if we didn't start, we might play Stalking Broodmother instead of Elder Dragon to open.
One shot, subsumed by many others.
What's better than me? Lots of me.
Gods and men end with me. I command you.
I don't think I need to play that. I can just hold it for later.
Return with interest.
Kind of sad that Elder Dragon died, but we do have him back.
I am the light beyond life.
And this attack, I believe, will make him level up. So yeah, not much to worry about. First round Elder Dragon, pretty good. Kind of lame Platinum Vault. Challenge 66 is Draven and Azir. Special rules are build water discount, vicious enemy beyond mere flesh. This is evolved for our opponents, and small stuff when the player summons a unit, set it to 1/1. So that is bad for us, so we're going to use Jinx here. Relics are Packed Powder, Loose Cannon's Payload, and Scourge's Stash. Same as before, if you don't have Packed Powder, you can use a second Scourge's Stash, or either Grand General's Counter Plan, or Guardian Angel. Guardian Angel and Jinx is pretty good. I don't think there's anything I want, so there's no reason for me to really look through the shop, but I'll take Ardent Censer just in case. Going on to Draven, whose power is God Among Gladiators. Round end, the foe summons Draven if he isn't in play. When Draven attacks, give him +1/+0 and double attack this round. So same as before when we played Jinx. Obviously Jinx is fairly easy to play. We're just going to make sure that our opponent never has anything on the board. You do want to let them play out as many cards as possible before you drop. Just gives you more targets to kill with your discard ability. You do only have the 1/1, which sucks. But overall, since you can just remove all their units, it's fine. And with Packed Powder, if you do have it, it does let Jinx slowly grow over time. So that makes her less susceptible to 1 damage pings. Now obviously I was helped here by the double damage, but overall it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. If you had Guardian Angel and Jinx, you could have sacrificed her, discarded your whole hand a second time, and you would have done plenty of damage. Took Deathless on Jinx, so that if we kill Jinx, we'll be able to trigger a couple times. And then we go into Azir, whose power is the Emperor's Army. The foe's sand soldiers everywhere have +2/+0. I should be able to show how that works too, because we also picked up Shadow Totem here. So we're going to want to immediately drop Jinx here, because they do have Azir on board. And if you do have an ephemeral, if you kill your own unit, you'll spawn a second one. Potentially I should have played the Super Mega Death Rocket before I did that, but not a big deal.
Now it's a party.
And I feel like it'd be wise to remove both of these sand soldiers before we attack. This gets a little more damage in. And then of course if you want to, you can always kill your other Jinx. Challenge 67 is Darius. Special rules are Savage Mysticism, round start each player gets a mana gem, Vicious Enemy, and Sovereign's Domination. We've seen a lot of this. Round start, the foe summons an ephemeral copy of the player's strongest follower that died last round. Using Lux Illuminated again, Lux's Incandescent Baton, Fear Cleaving Axe, and Crown Guard Inheritance. Could potentially switch this out for Dreams of Yordle since you're getting extra mana from Savage Mysticism anyway. But also it doesn't hurt to have extra mana. More is more. Take second Lux because it's kind of funny. And Spirit on Lux is fine. Rash is good too. Go into Darius' power is Hemorrhage. Round end, deal 1 to the player's nexus for each unit the foe has. This can get troublesome. If you don't have a way to remove his units, you can take... He plays a lot, so you could take like 6 damage a round. That hurts. Especially since he drops big units. Sometimes with Overwhelm or whatever. Play second Lumino Sprite here, and we'll play Lux. This wins the game.
Magic brings us. I am not afraid of the light within. Burn away the what was I so afraid of?
So on the first attack you want Lux to boost the Lumino Sprite, and the second attack you want Lumino Sprite to boost Lux. Gives you more damage that way. Challenge 68 is Darius and Swain. Special rules are no looking back while the player has no cards in hand. Your units have +2/+2. Vicious Enemy and nothing but Powder Monkeys 2. Round start, the foe summons a Powder Monkey. You're using Lux again. Incandescent Baton, Fear Cleaving Axe, Crown Guard Inheritance. Same plan as before. Attack with Lux, win the game. I'll take Fizz because he's a low cost. And if we could find like cost reduction, that'd probably be pretty good. And we don't, but we can get Crystal Carrier, so take that. And Savage Shield, why not? We go into Darius' power is Hemorrhage. Round end, deal 1 to the player's nexus for each unit the foe has. Potentially should have mulliganed a little bit more so we could have made sure we got Lux. I did not do that, so let's see how this goes. It's fine to attack like this, they can only block with the Powder Monkey. And we do pull Lux, which is fortunate. Could kill Darius here. I think I'm going to. You're gonna take a bit of damage. I thought they were gonna attack with the other stuff. I would've. So Lux boosting Lumino Sprite, boosting Jaro here. Gives us 59 damage. Honestly, Crown Guard Inheritance not always necessary, but it is really nice to have. I'll take Iceborne, that'll give us a capture. Not really something I wanted, but it's fine. The Shadow Totem on Lux Illuminated is one of my favorite things, because you can boost your own Lux with your other Lux. And we go into Swain, whose power is Suffer. Round start, deal 3 to all the player's damaged units. And we do not start with the attack token here. So what we're going to do is drop the Coral Creatures. I don't want to block because of Suffer. Then we'll drop Jaro, boosting, Fizz. Hold the mana. Drop Fizz. Drop a Lux. So I do give them their unit back, but it doesn't matter. Challenge 69 is Fizz. Special rules are minimalist. Game start, the player starts with 2 extra mana gems but doesn't get more at round start. Vicious enemy, mana leak. When the player plays a spell, create a fleeting copy in the foe's hand, and Prophet of an Elder God 2. When the foe attacks, spawn 3. For this we're using Evelynn. Evelynn is really good into minimalist because you only need 4 mana for her to work. Relics are Siren's Call, Tempest Blade, and Crown Guard Inheritance. If you don't have Siren's Call, you can use something like Echoing Spirit. The idea is just to get Evelynn in hand, which is basically required to play her deck. Or you can use something like Troll King's Crown or the Beast Within. Just want something low cost, but I guess we're not going to get that. Take Kale's package there. Should something go wrong, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Take Deathless on Evelynn, it won't matter though. Go into Fizz, whose power is mercurial nature. Round start, the foe creates in hand a fleeting spell that costs 3 or less from their regions. It costs 1 less. Can't actually play Kale, so picking out was probably a mistake. Oh, we can. We have 1 extra mana gem. Cool. So you do want a Husk in play before you drop Evelynn. That deals 2 damage, so we don't want to put Domination into a situation where it can die. And from this point on, we have absolutely nothing to worry about. Create a Husk. Eat the Husk to stun the entire board and rally. Should have attacked first, but I didn't. It also isn't going to matter. Yeah, Evelynn's pretty good. As long as you draw her. If you don't draw her, then her deck completely falls apart. Challenge 70 is our last, and it is against Viego. We have animated armor, all units have formidable. Vicious enemy, Adorabus. Round start, transform the player's strongest follower into a 1/1 squirrel and silence it this round. And small stuff when the player summons a unit set to 1/1. So all of these together make it so none of them really matter except for small stuff. And for this we're going to be using Jinx. Hopefully you save Jinx for this. If you have Aurelian Soul, you can use that too, whatever. And For our relics, we're using Packed Powder, Loose Cannon's Payload, and Scourge's Stash. Same as before. Can swap Packed Powder for a second Scourge's Stash, Grand General's Counter Plan, or Guardian Angel. And it really doesn't matter what we do because Jinx is going to carry the game. Worst card is Amateur Aeronaut. I would like Shadow Totem, but I mean overall it doesn't actually matter. And take Regen. Go to Viego, whose power is Sovereign's Domination. Round start, the foe summons an ephemeral copy of the player's strongest unit or strongest follower that died last round. Cannot copy champions. Sometimes you can keep Zonite Urchin in your mulligan because Zonite Urchin draws, so it doesn't actually hurt you. And we do want Viego to play all of their units before we draw Jinx. Makes your Jinx safer. Also, you get more kills out of it. Double Haunted Tomb was kind of mean. So if you didn't have the 6-star power, you would have taken some damage there for sure. Because you would not have been able to remove all the units. And I'm out of mana, so I'm going to take some damage here anyway. Could have blocked, but I don't know, don't really see a reason to. That is all for challenges 61 through 70 of the February 2025 monthly challenges. Also complete the monthly challenges, so that's nice. Overall in this set, because we're using such strong champions, there wasn't really anything that we were worried about. However, if you didn't have a solution to the small stuff, I think there could have been some problems towards the end, but everyone gets Jinx because it's the first champion that you get, so you always have that to work from. And we are ranked 354. Obviously, we are not speedrunning, and our rank doesn't matter at all. Yeah, that's it. If you like what I'm doing, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.